What's good, y'all? It's your boy T3, and we are back on Unk Talks. As you see, we're in a whole different space, and I finally got the podcast set up for the crib. So this is probably going to be the spot that we do it in most of the time. I will have a guest on the podcast, maybe next week or the other week. I'm not sure yet. We're trying to get our schedules together, but when I have guests, it's going to be in a different space. But we're just gonna start doing it wherever I can because I feel like I just want to get more videos out to you guys. And I'll be having more to say than than I'm letting on. So today is July 4th. Well, at this point, it's now July 5th, but still July 4th to me. But we're doing a late pod because my birthday is on July 6th and I'll be turning 29 years old. And I just wanted to share like a few things that I would tell my 21-year-old self. So like I guess some advice to my younger self. But for anybody that's around that age, I guess you can watch and act like I'm talking to you. But um, before we get into that, I guess I want to share like a little bit about life as like a former athlete or just athletes in general and like an experience I had. So like 2 weeks ago, one of my friends from the gym invited me to this USA track and field Grand Prix. And I was like, yeah, why not? Free tickets, she drove, and it was at like USC, right? And I didn't think anything of it. And all of these freaking runners that I look up to and have looked up to and watched for so long were in close proximity. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Specifically, Tara Davis, like she's crazy long jumper, bro. Like while we were there, she got the lead, the world lead in long jump. And like she didn't look like she was like locked in, ready to go, like how, like everybody like says you have to be in the zone, so you have to look mean and this and that. No, she is talking with the fans, like dancing around, just like having the most freaking fun, bro. She ended up PRing in like 100-meter hurdles. This is like her first year doing hurdles, and then got the world lead in the long jump. And like what I'm starting to see is like, at least with the ladies, that they're just having fun with the sport. And I feel like before, like at least when I was playing sports, like it was my way to get out of like my hometown. So I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to be great at the sport. I was great at the sport, but it was like almost my identity, like if I didn't have my sport, then I kind of felt like worthless. And then that can make the game not fun anymore. And I'm really loving like I guess I call it like fun maxing, when people just like have fun with what they're doing, have fun in the process. And like practices are gonna suck. If you want to be elite, all the stuff, training is gonna suck, right? How do you have fun in the midst of that? Because that stuff is getting you to the next level. And it's like I love like the mental side of that. And I wish there were more people talking about that when I was growing up, because I feel like mental health is much more important now than just like, you know, the physical side. Because if your mentals are messed up, then you're not going to want to do anything physical. Your physical body is nothing without your mentals. So I just think it was really cool to experience like an athlete in flow state, but also like having fun, like to the max. And I was like, yo, that was cool. Cool to see. And it just made me like inspired to like help my athletes better. But no, that was cool. Really dope experience. What else? What else do I want to talk about? Well, I finished Artist Way, so I'm gonna start pumping some stuff like that out. Um, I'm gonna try to start getting this out like probably 2 times a week, because I just gotta make it simple for myself to edit. Because I record them, I edit them, I try to give you guys some good like content and whatever. So if you're watching this, make sure you like it. Um, if you would want to hear these on like the other platforms, let me know. I'll probably end up doing that anyways. But I need to be more consistent. Anyways, like I said, I'm about to be 29 in like 24 hours. So I want to share some advice that I'd give my 21-year-old self. It's like 4 or 5 things, maybe a little more, but yeah, segue from basically what we just talked about. Number one, remember to have fun. Like I said, when you're on a journey and you're like, obviously you're trying to be like a great athlete or you're a former athlete, you know, well, in this case, I'm talking to my 21-year-old self. 21-year-old me was in college playing Division I football. And it's just like, remember to have fun because you never know when you're not going to have that. It's not going to last forever. Make the memories, enjoy your time. Even when you're playing football, it's not that serious. It's still a game. Yeah, I think that was one thing that got me because if I wasn't good at my sport or if I wasn't seen as good, because I was really good, but the direct correlation to you being good at your sport is like you get playing time. I wasn't playing, but everybody knew I was good. So it was like a thing of like everyone's saying it, but I've like never been like on the bench. You feel me? Like I've never had to watch the game from the sideline. So like I would always think like, dang, I'm not him, you know what I'm saying? And like really get down on myself. But yeah, I think having fun, I did have fun, but I think having fun in the midst of that and like, you know, making it a little more playful probably would have helped. But yeah, remember to have fun because life is not that serious. Like there are things that are serious and deep, but most of the things we trip about are not that deep. So have fun with life. Number two, girls are not the most important thing. Your purpose is. So even now, like that's for me now, but I feel like I am the type of guy to really want to be in relationships and I will put like my whole life trajectory on the line for a girl. Like if I'm really rocking with them, I'll change everything for them. Like, and that's like good, but it's also not. It's like a flaw sometimes. And like when you're ambitious and you have like goals and dreams and things you want to do, like you can't have someone like attached to that because you're trying to will this thing into the reality, but you're also trying to bring someone else on that might not have the same vision and you're secretly tearing it down and like you can't have that. So girls are not the most important thing. You got to work on your purpose. Once you have your purpose, you'll never be lost. I've found myself after dating girls like and we break up, like I'm lost. I don't know who I am, like, because I changed so many things for myself. I compromised so many things. And I've always seen like I get less out of those interactions and like I leave with less of myself. And like nowadays I know like I have to do the things that I need to do for me. Like create, I need to make sure like my mentals are good. I need to make sure I've like done things, self-care for myself. And like things that are like purpose driven. Like I've always thought like after well, always thought, but I guess it's after I heard the Jay Shetty podcast with Big Sean. Purpose is your passion plus the service of others. So like whatever you are passionate about. Let's say, bro, you're passionate about like collecting Pokemon cards and like you serve others with that. So like let's say you collect Pokemon cards, but you like show other people where to find the best Pokemon cards, or you give some of your Pokemon cards away to like your audience or something like that, or like a YouTube or you know something like a community. Like now it's your purpose after it serves other people. And I'm like, that's dope because like I create clothes. I know how to sew, I do all that stuff. So that's a passion of mine. I've also made things for people that are like now sentimental pieces. Like I serve others as well. So that's part of my purpose. Making clothing for people and myself. Like, that's value. Um, Personal training is a purpose of mine. Like it's a passion. I freaking love it. And I serve so many people. That's part of my purpose. So when you're looking for your purpose, align those two things. Something that you really love to do, you know what I'm saying? And then serving others. How can you serve others with your passion? Um, Number three, you don't have to prove anyone wrong. I think a big thing, and like the reason why I even went Division 1 was because like my dad said I couldn't. And I was like, bro, what? I'm about to do that. So even when I got where I got, it kind of felt like a little like dull, Like yes, I was Division 1 and it was cool, but it wasn't like I got there and I was like, now what? Like I wanted to go to the league, but I didn't set my eyes on that. Like my whole thing was college and then going like Division 1. I was really trying to go to Stanford, but my grades, whew, I would have had to been locked into school forever to get in there. But um, yeah, it was a really cool experience getting school paid for. Like it was nice. Oh my gosh, I really enjoyed my time. But um, the big thing was trying to prove all these people wrong that didn't think I could do it. And I realized that like you don't have to prove anyone wrong. You just have to do the best that you can do. Like at the end of the day, I did that. But if I didn't have like a chip on my shoulder thinking that like people are waiting for me to fall, like I feel like I would have done things differently and been not more conservative, but just more like level-headed in certain situations when I needed to be. Yeah, I think that um what is it, number 4? I just put tally marks next to these. Don't suffer in silence. Um I actually put this in there because a friend told me this recently. Don't suffer in silence. But you're gonna go through things and it's gonna suck. But there are people that are willing to help you if they know what you're going through. So don't suffer in silence. Don't just sit there and, wallow. Like if you have people around you and someone asks you like what's going on, like you can talk to them. Like if you believe in a higher power, you believe in God or anything like that, I truly believe that when you're going through stuff and you're seeing things from a positive frame, like things happen for a reason and you're like a little more optimistic, you can see different opportunities than someone that's seeing it all negatively. Like for instance, like let's say this happened to me recently actually. So let's say your car won't start. Like you have to get a new battery, but you don't have no money, right? Instead of being like, woe is me, and being like, why did the world do this to me and things like that, like you text someone or like you have a friend. I don't even know how I want to put this, but let's say like something happens where you don't want to accept help because you're in a negative state of mind. You know what I mean? Like you're just in a bad attitude. You're having a bad attitude. And that would make someone not want to even extend a hand. Whereas like if you were like, yeah, things happen for a reason, it'll be all good, I'll figure it out, people are more likely to lend a hand. And then I believe that's like God sending, God, the universe or source, whatever you want to call it, sending help your way. But you have to be willing to accept the help. I feel like a lot of times we decline help because we're like, I'm good, I can do it by myself. But nobody does it by themselves. So like, why are you trying to act tough? Don't be too tough to ask for help. Don't suffer in silence. Tell people what you're going through so they can at least have some sympathy, you know? or empathy. Just feel what you're feeling. Because most of the things you're going through that are going to stress you out, everybody stresses out over or has stressed out over. It's going to be like money, finances, health, wealth, relationships. That's all people stress about. So, like, I don't know. Anyways, number 5, do what you love because most people don't. I remember I was in Texas and like I was wearing like my fits were different for sure. And like I remember I got roasted one time for like I had on, bro, this fit was kind of smooth though. Okay, so I had on a like a gold Magic Johnson Laker jersey, like throwback. I had some like Levi's. They were like some stonewashed Levi's, and then but they were like a baggier style, like the, let's say like the 90s, like what you would see in like a show like Freaks and Geeks or like Friends. And then I had some white like low top Chucks. Oh my gosh, that fit was tough. I'm like walking through, I look like I was from like the 90s, but I liked it. And as I'm walking, bro, I'm feeling myself, bro. Some girl, I don't know who she is, bro. She walked past and all I hear is, nigga, you got on bootcut jeans? I said, I turned my head so fast, bro. And like, she kept on walking. Like, she didn't like say the insult and like stare, you know what I'm saying? She said the insult and just looked straight forward. Dead ass. You're gonna say that and like, it's like a drive-by. What? To this day, I still don't know who it actually was because I didn't really see her face. But I was like, bruh, but um, the fits that they were wearing out there, I wouldn't have worn. So like, that's kind of like do what you love, wear what you love, do you, because most people aren't. Like she said that she was wearing what all the other girls wear, like not very, what's the word? Different, I guess. Not very different. Like if she was in a crowd of people, I wouldn't have been able to pick her out of a group. But do what you love, most people don't. Like creative things people don't do. Like taking risks people don't really do. So do all those things. Don't listen. That basically means don't listen to people that aren't doing things that they love, because most people aren't doing what they love. So when you tell them about the stuff that you like and the stuff that you're pursuing, they're probably gonna like bring you down a little bit, you know, especially like things that are entrepreneurial, like starting businesses and doing stuff like that. When they forget that the people that have the biggest businesses in the world started off probably where you're at. So, yeah. Honorable mentions, I guess, that I was writing down. Being the bigger person does not make you weak, bro. Oh my gosh. I feel like I would have to be the bigger person a lot, you know, in a lot of situations. And like another quote I heard was, if you keep on having to be the bigger person, like then you're around too many small people. There's gonna come a time when like all the energy and everything is aligned and you're in rooms where like you're not always gonna be the bigger person first. It's gonna be, you know, like you're not gonna be the only person being the bigger person. Like I've had situations where I was the bigger person and I'm still getting beat down. I'm like, bruh, like I've already tried to like reconcile for both of us, I guess, but it's not working. And even in like situations where like if you're gonna get into a fight or something, almost like you can be the bigger person and like apologize and step away. Like nobody, but like if they put your hands on you after that, it's over. But like nobody's gonna get mad at you for that. Like be the bigger person. Someone calls you a name, be a bigger person. You don't have to lash out. Your feelings are always valid, but they're not meant to be acted out. You act upon your feelings. So that means like if someone makes you angry, you don't go fight them. Like if someone makes you angry, you come back within yourself Like usually there's a reason why something's triggering you. Come back within yourself, feel the emotion and figure it out, you know? Um, yeah. Um, I also wrote down, you don't need to date every cool girl you meet. Just because a shorty is like super cool and things seem to like align perfectly, that does not mean she needs to be your freaking girlfriend, bro. Ugh, I really wish I could give this to my younger self because like, bro, I'll get so caught up on a girl that's like mad chill and like niche. like like the girls that be like an anime but also playing like old school like Y2K video games, and like the fits be like thrifted and like they just be like semi like hot as fuck. Like a strong like 7.5, 8 on the scale, but just like very unique niche style girls. Like I like that, like super chill, you know. I like those type of females, and it's like it's interesting. Like the way you find them is kind of like it's like Pokemon. You find them in like a random area on the map, and you're like, whoa, whoa. But those are the girls I would always be like, this got to be my wife. But like, just because things align doesn't mean that you need to date. Cause like sometimes like you can be with someone and have like things be like solid and aligned, but not enough to be in a relationship. You might be in a different headspace. Like for me right now, there's this shorty. Oof, she's like doing everything right. Like she's perfect. Like almost like exactly what I would be looking for, you know, to like date and like, yeah. But I still have like, you know, things in my head from my past relationship that like I feel is not fair to like um work through with someone. I feel like I need to work those out on my own. Um, but I'm also not in a headspace to be in like some relationship because I feel like I want to be doing things for me and only thinking about me and like what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like not thinking about myself and like another person. Even if it's just a shorty that I'm like just now getting to know, I still do the same thing. I would still put a shorty above. Crazy. But yeah, it's just like headspaces. Sometimes you're in a different headspace. It doesn't need to be dating. Like I feel like a lot of girls that I've been talking to before would do like a thing of like if if we're like intimate, like you can't talk to anybody else, like you know, because like now they claimed you. But nah, this shorty, she was just like, I know how things are, and like you know, it doesn't have to be like dating. You don't owe me anything. Like we could be something. We don't have to be, but just communicate. And I'm like, dope, bro. Not a lot of shorties are like that, but my brain likes to sabotage things too. So like, you know, I guess I'm actively looking for a reason to mess it up. um, I think that's all the stuff that I want to share in terms of like what I want to share to my 21-year-old self. So we're gonna go back over it again. Number one is remember to have fun. Number two is your purpose is the most important thing, not girls. Three, you don't have to prove anyone wrong. Four, don't suffer in silence. Five, do what you love because most people don't. Six, being the bigger person does not make you weak. And then seven, you don't need to date every cool girl you meet, even if they're niche. I don't know how much time is left, but I kind of want to talk about like this story. Like it kind of sucks, but it kind of sums up like my whole dating summary. So like let's put this whole thing in play. The year is 2016. I'm gonna use real names because I don't care. There was this shorty I was messing with. Her name was Jay, right? And she was so smooth. She was solid. Like I met her when I was working at the mall and stuff like that. And like we just kind of hit it off, you know what I'm saying? how did it work? Did she get my number? Oh, I think she gave me her number. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what exactly happened, but like, okay, I had just gotten out of something, and it seemed like she had just gotten out of something. Um, and the dude that she was with was kind of like on some weirdo stuff. So we were talking, everything was cool. We were vibing, like really. Like I met her mom, like I met her cousin and stuff like that. I was like spending the night at her crib, like we was doing some stuff, and like she was like like it was like perfect. Things were like aligned. She was like, I prayed for like something like this, and we'll like do I don't know if I have a story of like exactly anything that happened, but anyways, we were going on for like a cool like month or two, you know what I'm saying? Just like kicking it, having fun, vibing. And I was like gonna come back from like a football practice, and I hit her up, and I was like, I could come through and we could have like some pizza and stuff like that. And like she texted me, and then like I can't remember what the text said, but like there was another text, and like I was like, that's an interesting text. It was like she was almost like blowing me off, and I was like, interesting. So like I called her, and I was like when I called, like I heard her in the background, and then like I was like, yo, and then like her ex-boyfriend was on the phone and was like, yo, what up, Tyler? This Jerry. She good, bro. I'm getting my girl back, bro. I said, I was like, yo, I was like, all right, bro. And I said something that was like stupid, but I hung up. And then she texted me, and then I like called her. I was like, yo, are you really on that? Like, are you really on that right now? Like, you're doing this? And she was like, I'm so sorry. Like, he came over to my house, and then like da 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 da. And I was like, all right, bro, whatever, bro. Um, the only reason why I bring up that story is because like the way that bro like hopped on the phone and was like, "What up, bro? Like, I'm getting my girl back, bro. It's over, bro." Like, I was hot. So what I ended up doing was I also like I hit him up, and I was like, "Hey, bro, like let's meet up, like, cause I want to talk to you, bro." And like the situation was before I got with her, she had to get like a procedure done. I'm not gonna put all her stuff out because of, oh boy, um, he made her do it. So they broke up. Valid, right? So she's like bad mouthing him. And this is another reason why you probably should not just listen to one side of the story. That's why I decided to talk to bro and link up with him. Um, because come to find out, bro, oh my gosh. Okay, so I met up with him. I said, meet me here, like, and I came by myself, bro. He came with some other dude, bro, and her. I was like, bro, he must have really thought I was gonna put hands to him. 'Cause I really wasn't. I didn't care that much. I just wanted to talk and get like what was going on, bro. So we just basically chopped it, and I was like trying to like get the timeline of like what was that? What happened, bro? Like what's the deal? Um, like a closure, cause like it just kind of ended, and I was like, what was that? Apparently, they were like kicking it still in the middle of like what we were doing. I didn't know, didn't really care. Um, and then I told him, I remember telling him like, well, yeah, bro, I mean, like, we had sex. And he was like, bro, the way that this man looked crushed, bro, like he looked like like the color and pigmentation in his skin went completely white, bro. Like, I'm like, yo. He was like, well, you guys had sex. I was like, yeah, bro, like a few times. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, And then like I wasn't trying to rub it in, but I was just trying to let him know like what the scope of it was, so that way it wasn't like, she's just not telling everything. You know what I'm saying? We definitely were safe, but like I just wanted him to know like what happened. And like he's like, yeah, like da 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 da. And like I told him, I was like, bro, you be safe, because maybe you need to wrap it up, because because like I don't like I'm not a fan of what happened, you know? Like it's just you gotta be more responsible, bro. And like I kind of big broed him because I was a little older than him. Um, and she was older too. Me and her were around the same age. But I was like, yeah, bro. So I dipped out, and then I was still cool with how did I find out? There was something. I think she hit me up. I think Jay hit me up a few months later or something like that. Um, or maybe soon. I can't remember. Someone told me, but apparently, the dude, or maybe it was her friend that told me, but the dude, he was so jealous afterwards when they were in a relationship. He was like always asking like, am no, I remember him saying like, am I as good as Tyler and stuff like that. And I think she had made like a joke one time and was like, he had done something. I think she said Tyler wouldn't have done that. Why would you do that? Why would you say that? Oh my gosh. So like bro is like having like this vendetta against me, like in their like new relationship. Like I'm like, bro, that shit's so funny. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I really enjoyed this podcast today. I hope you guys did also. I'm working through getting this done more often. I'm gonna look at how this setup looks, and if I like the setup, I'm just gonna keep running it. I gotta see if I want to do a live one. I think when I get more of an audience, I'll start doing a live like podcast, so that way you guys can like be in on it, because that'd be so fun to have you guys like talk with me as I'm like talking through this funny stuff. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Unk Talks. I will catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully we'll have a guest. All right, peace.